Welcome to the sixth module on the Master Course on Nutrition, Super Smoothie Powders. If you'd like to see our other preceding modules, this is the sixth of six modules. There's 5 more for you to watch. You can go see our YouTube channel, The Smoothie Lovers. So our agenda for today is I'm going to introduce what are super smoothie powders. We're going to discuss protein powders, superfood powders, and herbal granules. And then we'll discuss scheduling your complimentary health makeover to receive all the benefits that were included with this 6-module course. I'm your instructor, Todd Kolbeck. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Health Studies from the State University of New York. I'm a former instructor at the Natural Gourmet Cooking Institute. I'm certified as a health fitness instructor by the American College of Sports Medicine, and I'm certified in Chinese herbology by Dow University. Currently, I'm a life and business coach at CCG Coaching. So I want to go back to the study that I mentioned in one of the other modules. Supplementation with mixed fruit and vegetable juice concentrates increase serum antioxidants and folate in healthy adults. So a concentrate is simply taking your core ingredient, removing the water, and then you're left with a concentrate. So that's typically how these powders are made. So you can boost pretty much any one of these or all of these types of foods that are in this Dr. Wow anti-inflammatory food program. So there are concentrated powders of fruits and vegetables, grains and legumes, healthy fats, soy, mushrooms, the cooked Asian variety, healthy herbs and spices, tea, even supplements, and red wine. You know, they don't actually dehydrate red wine, but there's an ingredient in red wine that is kind of linked to the health benefits of it called resveratrol, and that resveratrol can be in any one of these powdered formulas. And then healthy sweets, there's a type of chocolate flavoring called cacao, for example, that they can actually mix in with some of these powders as well. So nearly everything you see here can be dehydrated, concentrated, and put into a powder. Now, I want to share with you, smoothie powders can boost. I'm not saying that they should replace. Now, can you make a quick smoothie from powders? Sure you can. Put it in a cup and shake it up. But do I think it would have the same benefits as a smoothie with all of the fruits and vegetables in it, in a blender, and then using the powders to boost it? No, I don't think so. So I think powders are really, you know, when you want to boost a smoothie that you're making, or if you just don't have access to a blender, I think they're fantastic. And I will tell you that you can probably get a lot more ingredients combined into a powder than you could by stuffing a bunch of stuff in a blender, which you'll see as we go along. But to me, the best of both worlds is to be blending up a smoothie and just throw the powders in to combine with it. So let's talk about protein powders. Where do you get your protein? Well, protein isn't just meat. You know, plenty of vegetables have protein, plenty. And if you're going to be focused on a plant-based diet, why not get your protein plant-based? And typically, one of the things a smoothie would lack is protein. It'll have tons of micronutrients like, you know, vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients, but it really, you know, those foods, I don't know that they would have that much protein. But if you boost it with a powder, it can. So here's an example of one. This is a product by a company called Orgain, which they call Organic Meal. All-in-one nutrition. Now, I will tell you, all protein powders are not made the same. Some of these protein powders are made with, you know, various types of ingredients, maybe based on milk or casein, sometimes based on egg. And yeah, they'll give you protein, fine, but so will a lot of other foods. Again, you know, protein can come from all kinds of sources. And in this wild pyramid, the anti-inflammatory pyramid, remember what we were checking out here. Okay, they like fruits and vegetables, whole grains and legumes at the base of that pyramid. So if we're going to be taking a powder, why not get a powder that's actually made with rice protein, chia seeds, pea protein, amaranth, quinoa, millet, buckwheat, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, lentils, greens blend with barley grass, wheatgrass, alfalfa grass, spinach, kale, beets, tomatoes, raspberries, bananas, apples. Okay, so they take all these foods, they dehydrate them, put them in a powder, and it's all concentrated. And it breaks down to a cost of about $1 a scoop. Now, another similar powder, but it's a little different, is called raw meal. This is by a company called Garden of Life. And they put it in tubs like this, or they put it in little packets that you could just take with you when you're on the road. Kind of nice, for a quick meal, or I shouldn't say meal. They call this raw meal. Personally, I couldn't replace a meal with one of these. Doesn't have enough calories, but if you mix it in with a smoothie with a lot of fruits and vegetables and then add the powders in, sure, that's going to bump it up a notch. And if you put in maybe 1 or 2 scoops, you could bump it up enough to probably include it in a meal, but I really don't think of it like that. I usually have it between meals, or maybe in the morning, or just a certain time of day when I want to have a smoothie. I really don't think of it as a meal replacement, even though technically if you put it in with the fruits and vegetables and everything else, I suppose you could have it in place of the meal. I just use it to increase the amounts of fruits and vegetables and everything I'm getting per day. Now, 1 scoop, and by the way, this product's a little more expensive, $1.35, because Garden of Life happens to manufacture vitamins as well. And if you recall, in the anti-inflammatory diet, one of the things that they recommend is supplements, right? Supplements daily. Well, in this raw meal, they include the supplements in the powder. They have a special proprietary way that they make vitamins and minerals, and you don't have to go out and buy them separately. They include it right in this raw meal. And then look at these other ingredients. A raw sprout blend of sprouted brown rice, amaranth, organic quinoa sprouts, organic millet sprouts, organic buckwheat sprouts, all these different types of sprouts. Sprouted grain is more nutrient dense than just the typical grain, although the typical grain is fantastic. And then they go on with the raw green food and fruit blend, oatgrass, spirulina, chlorella, alfalfa grass. I don't know about you, but typically if I went to the market, I don't even know if I could fit all this stuff in my shopping cart, let alone have it in one meal. So 1 scoop of this, and I'm not suggesting that you replace a smoothie, just boost a smoothie with it. And if you're on a road in a pinch, I think it's fantastic. Just put it in a cup and shake it up and slam it and get all these ingredients concentrated right into your system. And this one breaks down to about $1.35 a scoop. Now, let's talk about another type of powder called superfood. Superfood powders. What are superfoods? Though there is no legal or medical definition, superfoods are nutrient powerhouses that pack large doses of antioxidants, polyphenols, vitamins, and minerals. Eating them may reduce the risk of chronic disease and prolong life, and people who eat more of them are healthier and thinner than those who don't. So, an example, broccoli is a superfood. Broccoli has all these benefits. What if people don't like the taste of broccoli, or they just can't really find a way to get enough of it into their diet? You take out the water, and boom, you can have a broccoli extract in a powdered form. So that's typically the principle behind these superfood powders. For example, here's a nice article, 23 anti-aging foods for beautiful and youthful skin. Well, that's a long list of foods, and hopefully you can go out, shop for them, buy them, and include them in your diet every day. I think that's great, the best way to go about it. However, here's another approach. This powder by Food Science of Vermont they call Superior Purples. Supports optimal mental energy, focus, and clarity, they claim. It's an age fighter. Here, this one tub, they say, gives you a 60-day supply. And if you look, they got extracts from 19 whole fruits, vegetables, and extracts means they've got some additional supplements they put in there. Things like L-carnosine, folic acid, to kind of just enhance the benefits from these foods. So what do they say here? They say that it can help free radical support, aging and cellular support, circulation and vascular support, immunity. Here's our radiant skin. And now here's some of the ingredients. Acai is one of these superfoods, very nutrient dense. And last time I looked at the salad bar, I didn't find any acai there. Goji berries, camu is a type of fruit. Again, dark purple fruit, incredibly nutrient dense. Mangosteen, another example. So these are really super packed with nutrition, typically not available. You don't find those things in your shopping cart that often. Here's a little powder you can throw in with your smoothie or just drink it on its own, and it packs these nutrients into what you're drinking. And I will tell you one thing about this particular powder and this brand, they taste delicious. So again, if you want something that can enhance the flavor as well as the nutrition in your smoothies, throw some of this in. And they say here the serving size is a half a scoop. Whether you put in a half a scoop or a scoop, that's kind of up to you. But it can really boost not only the nutrition, but they taste good too. Now, what about herbs? This picture doesn't look like any of these things would actually taste very good on my plate, and I don't think they'd break down very well in a smoothie blender as well. So science has evolved where really probably just in the last 5 to 10 years, science has gotten to the point now where they can extract the benefits of these herbs into a granule. But rather than just putting this in a grinder and powdering it, they have a very precise way of doing this in a special methodology where they're extracting water-based, oil-based, doing all these things to finally get this granule into a 5-to-1 concentrate. So 5 ounces of dry herb is equal to 1 ounce of these granules. And they even make these granules available in these like little envelopes that you could take out with you. If you're just, walking around and you want to get a dose of your herbs, you mix it in with some water and boom, there you have it. Now, personally, as an herbologist, I like to approach herbs in comprehensive formulas. Single herbs are great, they have benefits, but in Chinese herbology, there's a whole process to putting these formulas together to really enhance the ingredients. Here's an example of one called Imperial Tonic. Imperial Tonic is supposedly going to help you with more energy, help your immune system, and also anti-aging as well. 1 teaspoon of this per smoothie. It's very concentrated. 1 teaspoon will do it for you. Now, all these different types of smoothie powders can boost all these ingredients. So for example, the raw meal and the organic meal had these grains and beans and fruits and vegetables. The superfoods had a lot of fruits and vegetables. Some of these powders have supplements blended in with them. Some of the herbs that you would use to make a tea, some of these mushrooms, pretty much all of these ingredients can be powderized. And let me just show you kind of the shortcut here to put all this together like that to create a wonderful super smoothie. So the first thing you want to start with in a super smoothie is liquid. Water, hey, water's great, but if you're using your tap, get a water filter. That bottled water, I guess they say that all that plastic adds up to a lot of landfill. A good water filter filters out the bad stuff and, very, very economical. Now, you don't have to stick with tap water. Coconut water works fantastic, tastes delicious, that has its own health benefits. If you want to boost it up maybe with a little more protein, you can consider almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, hemp milk. All these taste good and will enhance that protein benefit. And if you recall, in the anti-inflammation diet, they recommend 1 or 2 servings of soy a day. That soy milk, you throw in a cup of that and that gets you covered. Now, the fruits and vegetables, you can go buy them fresh, cut them up and throw them in there. That works fantastic, okay? I like the frozen variety. I get them already pre-chopped, pre-mixed. I just kind of make a blend together, keep that in my freezer. And when it's time for me to make a smoothie, I pull it out, 1 scoop, or actually 1 cup in this example. Boom, I throw it in. It's a nice blend. And typically, I'll keep a couple of different blends in my freezer. So right now, I've got one that's what they call a California blend. It's got some carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, and then mixed fruit. So there'll be some melon and some different variety of fruit. And then I got another blend in there that's leafy greens like kale and spinach, and then mixed berries. blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, mixing all that up with all those different colors, right? It keeps the smoothies interesting too. Now, if you don't have the time to go to the market, remember there are these mail order companies with those kits, and if you miss that module, it's going to be in the fruit and vegetable module where we talk about these kits where companies will deliver these fresh ingredients pre-measured to your door, and you just dump it into the juicer there or the blender, and you're good to go. So those are available by either mail order or you can go to your grocer. Both Dole and Jamba Juice, go to the frozen food section. They've got pre-made smoothie kits right there for you. And Del Monte has them in the fresh food section, like where the produce section is. Some stores will carry those cups. You just dump it in there and you're good to go. Now, if you want to experiment with different recipes, you put in smoothie recipe here on YouTube. There's a ton of them. Along with this channel, there's other channels. And then Dole's website has a whole list of it. Of course, they're going to recommend Dole products, but I think, use any products you want. They're great recipes. Now, to kick it up another notch, your first powder I'd recommend, and if you only go with one of these powders, hey, that's okay. Those protein powders, pretty comprehensive, the two that I shared with you today. So they got the protein from the grains and the legumes. They also got a mix of fruits and vegetables, some flaxseed in there, some chia seeds, healthy fats, just, pretty phenomenal. And preferably a plant-based protein powder. If you didn't look at the two that I shared with you today, you want another one, preferably plant-based. Now, I like to kick it up another notch with a superfood powder. The superfood powder is going to be very, very concentrated. Like you could see that Superior Purples was very targeted for a specific type of benefit. There's all different superfoods with different benefits that correspond to them. So generally, very concentrated fruit and vegetable, and about a tablespoon of that will be fine. And then finally, herbal granules will mix just well in a smoothie. 1 teaspoon, you're not even going to taste it, but it's packed with that 5-to-1 concentrate. And if you can't find the granules, you could get capsules, 2 to 4 capsules, throw them in the blender as well. So I like to create these various blends, and you combine everything that you learn in this course, and you can find foods that target the mood, target stress if you're an executive, your immune system, your ability to relax and sleep, blends for athletes, beauty blends, energy blends, long life blend. It's just fantastic. It's such an array. So one of the things you can do with powders is you can go with the blender if you're doing this at home. Put in all your fresh fruits and veggies and throw in your powders. But hey, if you're on the road, and you just want to get this in the office, but you don't got a blender there, these powders, they're portable. Just throw them in a mixer cup, shake it up, and you got yourself a fantastic concentrated beverage of really, really, intense, nutritious ingredients. So let's talk about cost. Here's an example of one of my blends, a long life blend. Okay, take a scoop of organic meal. It's about $1. They recommend in the Superior Purples a serving as a half a scoop. That works out to about 50 cents. And then a teaspoon of that Imperial Herbal Tonic Granules, 50 cents. Total cost, $2, right? $2 compared to a Starbucks tall latte at $3, an Egg McMuffin at $2.79. So this is fast. I don't care how busy you are. I mean, that's almost instant. Supremely packed with nutrients. You can target it to these different benefits. And again, you can put it into a fruit and vegetable smoothie to boost it, take it on the road if you're busy. But let me tell you, this is not meant to replace a meal. Okay, I use it as a booster, not as a meal replacement. I just don't think it has enough calories for that. So let me talk about next steps. Number one, pick a plant-based protein powder. They come in different flavors. I like vanilla with my fruits and vegetables. Some people like chocolate. Just pick one that, try different ones until you find one that you like. And then once you get that protein powder as kind of your base, you can stop there, or you can kick it up another notch by throwing in a superfood blend, maybe some herbal granules. And if you want to tailor it towards one of these blends that I talked about, or even if you just want to take this and start implementing what you learned, or maybe take it to the next level, schedule your free health makeover by sending an email to thesupersmoothie@protonmail.com. Just put makeover in the subject line. So even if you learned every little scintilla of information in this course and you're implementing 100%, there's still information that I didn't include because of lack of time. And I really wanted to keep the focus here for people who were very busy, who just didn't feel they had time to do any of this, to try to give them some simple things that they could start incorporating right away to get some of these benefits. I'd like to thank you all for attending, and I look forward to seeing you on your health makeover. This is Todd Kolbeck, and remember, all these videos are posted on our YouTube channel. Please remember to share it in your social networks and share it with your friends. Thank you very much.